Hey, Service Central Chip Ganassi Racing fans. We decided today we'd do something a little bit different with my video blog since there's really no running at all today. I think there was only 10 or 13 laps done total, and we weren't part of that. So I decided I would take 5 questions from my Twitter to try to answer some questions, some of them being racing related, some of them not. So the first one comes from Indy Girl 38 asking, what's my greatest accomplishment? I would say probably my greatest accomplishment was winning St. Petersburg in '08. It was really my first big win. Obviously, I got the record as the youngest driver ever to win a major open wheel race. Another accomplishment that kind of sticks out is when I won back-to-back races in the Formula Atlantic Championship in Cleveland. And being that I was from Ohio, it kind of felt like a home race to me. The next question is from Van Zine. Do you think the series could be improved by the participation of additional engine and tire manufacturers? I do. I think that one of the things that we miss in the sport right now is having that competition. I think that next year we're going to see some different stuff with the engine manufacturers. Obviously on the tire front, we'd love to have more tire manufacturers, but Firestone does do such an amazing job with our tires. I think it'd be hard for anybody to compete. The one thing you never hear about in IndyCar racing is problems with the tires, and so I think that we really wouldn't want to chance that. The next is SLP for now. Do you depend more on instinct or your spotter when in a race? I would say that I depend more on instinct. You're always listening to your spotter, but still it's you driving the car, so you kind of have to do it on your own. I would say that Lee Orball, my spotter, he's one of the best in the business for sure. But you always have to rely on your own instinct, and generally, that's correct. The next is from William Mazio. If you weren't a race car driver, what profession would you choose? I would be a golfer, I think. Golf is probably one of my biggest passions. I love it the most. When I'm not racing, or even here during the month of May, if I get a little bit of time, I like to go play golf. It's the most relaxing thing for me. Helps me kind of clear my mind of racing. And so I enjoy it the most. The problem is I'm just not quite good enough yet. And the last question is from Wind and Water 313. What was the first car you ever had? The first car I ever had was a Subaru WRX STI in 2004. I convinced my dad to buy it in the fall, and I didn't get my license until a few months later. And so the way I tricked him, we were fortunate to grow up on enough property where I could still take the car out and drive underage. And I put really harsh suspension on it and a loud exhaust so he would never drive it. And so he left it in the garage all the time, and when he and Mom were away from home, I'd go out in the fields and drift around and have some fun. So that was my first car, probably the car I miss the most that I've ever owned. I have a lot of great memories in that. So anyway, as we look forward to the end of the week, we're hoping that the weather turns around for us here. It's been really rough. Today was only 50 degrees maximum, which really you can't run in that temperature anyway. We're looking at 75, 80 degrees this weekend. So I think towards the end of the week we're going to run as much as possible. We've got a lot of laps, a lot of miles, and a lot of tires to use. So we're looking forward to it. I think that the Service Central car is going to be really good. And we're really looking forward to getting qualifying and then on into the race.